What is up, YouTube? So I am back with another update. This might be a little lengthy video, but we're gonna update you about the my journey into the military. So as you guys know, I've tried every single branch. The last branch I was talking about was the Army National Guard, specifically the Kentucky National Guard, because I live in Kentucky. Like I said before, recruiter reached out to me about my ASVAB score, and I thought I'd give it a shot to try with them again. I tried with them back in 2020. It was a fail. I have a whole series about that. The journey to the U.S. Army, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that. Went through that. That didn't go through. And a few years went by. And then 2024, I tried with the Navy. Like I said, I couldn't decide if I want to do active or reserve, which I don't think really mattered. Because MEPS, it's MEPS, so you gotta get through MEPS first and where you can choose. But with the Navy, that didn't go through with the Navy, unfortunately. They were supposed to call me back after they sent my waiver up, but it's looking like my waiver never got sent. Either that, or they just kind of brushed me off about that, maybe made a lie about it. Got my hopes up for no reason. But the Army National Guard, he really tried with me. He sent me information, got my paperwork, got my medical records. He got my waiver sent up, and a few days later it got denied. But he did tell me he said he would have let me know the results and wouldn't leave me hanging. Whether it be good or bad results, he's gonna let me know as soon as he can, and he did. And unfortunately, it did not work out. My waiver is disapproved. They looked at my medical records through MEPS. MEPS is saying no. I'm not going into medical reasons. Like I said, it's a vision problem. All I'm going to say is misshaped corneas. A lot of branches offer to do a waiver, but it's just not going through. And I think it's the end of the line for trying to serve in the federal military. And I say federal military because, switching topics now, I am going to focus on joining the state military, also known as the State Defense Force, State Guard, State Military Reserve, what you want to call it. They got different names. Texas has one, California, Georgia, those are the best ones, but I think Maryland has one. I'm trying to join Indiana's. It's always been on the back burner as a last resort to serve, because it is considered military. It's not federal military. It's not armed forces military, but it is a state military. I think I made a video about that a while back about the State Defense Force, but that is my next option, and I am certain that I will be able to join that. I've talked to them before. I just didn't really go through all the way because I do live out of state, and life is just a little busy at the moment. But when I get some things situated in life, I'm going to finish my paperwork with the Indiana Guard Reserve, which is the State Defense Force or State Military for Indiana. They augment the Indiana Army National Guard. So they're basically the reserves to the National Guard. So if the Indiana National Guard gets deployed and they're gone for a while or whatever, they're out of state, the Indiana Guard Reserve will step in and assume the role of the National Guard in Indiana. So it is military, but it's not armed forces military, it's state military. I could probably make another video about the whole State Defense Force and all that, but this is just an update video of what I'm trying to do. And with state military, they are way more lenient with joining. Medically, there are a few requirements, I think. I don't know them all requirements, but I can pass all that. I don't think the vision should be a problem. They're probably going to say I should probably wear glasses, but I wear contacts. So with contacts, I got good vision. That's what I was so flustered about with going into the active U.S. military, because I wear contacts and the contacts correct my vision. So I'm like, if I have contacts that correct my vision's corrected, why can't we just get a waiver for me to join if I have correctable vision? But it's the whole medical history and all that with my eyes. They're not taking that. It's a risk, liability, and all that. This is an update just saying that me trying to serve in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, it's down the drain. I ended the line. I've tried. I've exhausted every single option I've had. Like I said, I am with the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the volunteer auxiliary component of the Coast Guard, and they do everything except for direct military and law enforcement. So in my other videos, you'll know I talked about the search and rescue, public affairs, boating safety, ace navigation, administrative work, recruiting, interpreting. What else we got? We got chef, all that stuff. It's in other videos. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But so bottom line, service in the federal military is a no-go. There's nothing more I can do about that. I've exhausted every single option I've had. I've gone to MEPS, 3 times, I think. I've talked to recruiters. I've had my hopes get high and low and all that. I've done all I can. I've realized it's the end of the line. But I've not given up on serving, obviously, because I just mentioned the Indiana Guard Reserve, State Defense Force, or State Military of Indiana. And the state, Indiana's military department is consisted of the Indiana Army National Guard, Indiana Air Guard, and then the Indiana Guard Reserve. And Indiana Guard Reserve, they drill, Indiana, I can't make this video, I'm sorry, y'all, hold on. Indiana Guard Reserve drills once a week or once a month, and then annual training once a year, obviously. And I've been stuttering a lot because I have a lot of information to say, a lot of branches I'm mentioning, so I'm kind of messing up sometimes. But yeah, Indiana Guard Reserve drills once a month, and then annual training once a year, just like the Army National Guard up there. They train at the armories or bases or whatever they have set up. I don't know their information about that because I'm not in them. I'm not in with them, but they are kind of integrated with the Army National Guard. They're not part of the National Guard because they're not federal, but they do augment. They're like a reserve to the National Guard, and it is military. They wear the current Army uniform the Army uses. Yeah, you can get state active duty orders. You can be deployed within the state for natural disasters, all that. I can make a separate video about that once I'm in and have more information about that. But right now, I'm going to take it slow with joining that because I got things to take care of here back at home. Things are all out of whack right now, so I'm trying to get everything situated. But I was going to tell you guys my original plan in life was to be a firefighter. And I'm currently with the volunteer fire department. This is me here. A few pictures of me here. Currently in the volunteer. It's a fire department, but it's volunteer. But yeah, I was wanting to be a full-time firefighter, and then be in the Kentucky Army National Guard. If I made it in, I wanted to be a combat engineer or go into infantry. I forgot my third option, but back when I did try to join the Army National Guard a few years ago, I chose combat engineer, infantry, and some type of aviation mechanic. I think it was Black Hawk. I think I did Black Hawk mechanic. I don't know the actual MOS for that, but yeah, those are my 3 main picks. So that's what my goal in life was, to be a firefighter and be with the Army National Guard. That's all I wanted to do, and I've been fighting since I turned 18 to have that happen. So that's like 8 years of trying to make that dream come true, and I've been fighting really hard, and it hasn't worked out. So switching gears, I got things at home here, job-wise. I'm trying to get settled. Want to get that settled and all my other stuff in life, I will join with the Indiana Guard Reserve. I will most likely keep the fire department with me. I'll probably stay with the fire department, and then I have a main job doing something I like as well. So that's what's going on in life right now. Rundown is that's the last I can try to join the active federal military. So that's all I can do there in the line. I'm switching over to the Indiana Guard Reserve. If you don't know what that is, I can make another video about that. State Defense Force, it's state military, same thing. They're only state. They're just state. They're not federal. They're just state. So they can't be deployed overseas, anything like that. We're protected from that. We answer straight to the governor of Indiana. And yeah, it's basically the reserve to the National Guard. So it's basically National Guard without being National Guard. And it's military. So you got, I've been told at certain times, I don't know if it's all the time or certain times, but you are under Military Code of Justice. I said that wrong, I believe. UCMJ. You're under UCMJ. They have Title 10 and Title 32. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but it's whatever the National Guard's under, that's what the state military's under. So that's what I'm about to embark on. I have my initial paperwork already filled out and sent. I need to do my medical side of it, which I'm not too concerned about. They were going to say that my vision is probably kind of a little iffy, but I'm sure they'll let me in. I don't have any doubts about that. I can make it through there with all that vision. So yeah, that's what I'm going through. I appreciate all the support and all the positivity towards my dedication to serving. Just because I can't serve in the active military doesn't mean I can't serve. Like I said, I'm still going to be part of the state military. It'll just be in Indiana. I live in Kentucky, so it's gonna be a little different having to drive up to Indiana for a drill. But it's exciting. I'm excited about it. It's still military, and yeah, I think that's the route I'm gonna go. I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. I can make that work. I'm 90% sure that'll work. If it don't work, I'm going to freak out. I'm gonna be, I don't know, but I'm sure it's gonna go through. I've already talked to him, and it's looking good. Just, I just gotta work harder on my end to get in. It's just time-wise. I'm just booked in life right now. I got life going on, and I'm just trying to get everything situated before I jump into that, because, you know. So yeah, that's what's my update here. We're at 13-minute video. Okay. Also, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, I'd feel free to put them in the comments, or talk to me directly. Give me some more content to talk about. I like interacting with you guys. I respond to every single comment as much as I can. I do read them all, so please interact with me. I like the interaction. I like the support you guys give, and I will see you guys in my next video. And I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, all the positivity and encouragement. I really appreciate it. This fight's not over. Just because one door closes doesn't mean another one's closed as well. I can go to these doors. So yeah, I appreciate everything, and I'll see you in my next video.